Gary Famlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome. Thanks for joining me again in today's video. I have another lick from the house pattern. We've been doing licks from the house pattern. I have a course called the house pattern. These are some of the ideas that you might find. In actuality, these are based on ideas in that course. They're not directly from the course, so if you already have it, think of them as a bonus. If you don't already have it, there's something that you can work with and would be a great addition to that course. But aside from that, what I want to talk to you about is some blue notes, okay? So hopefully by now you've got the house pattern down. Again, we have our root, 6, root, second, fourth, and fifth, okay? So the funny thing about blue notes is that when we have the minor pentatonic scale, we have a flat third built in, okay? In our case, that's the shallower bend. That gives us the minor sound, the minor third. We're bending the two to the minor third. So the blue note in a minor blues scale is the flatted fifth. So if we have the fourth and we have the fifth, the note in the middle is going to be that blue note, okay? So kind of a funny thing happens though, which is if we were using a major blues sound, meaning we're doing the full step bend from the 2 to the natural third, the blue note in that case is actually the flatted third. So the flatted third is kind of a funny one. Depending on where we're at and what we're doing, it's kind of built in. The flat 5, however, is always going to be a kind of a fun and unique thing that you can add in. So I chose a lick today that uses that flatted fifth, that blue note. So we're going to start from the 6 on the of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the 6 and the root. Remember, I don't really use note names when I'm playing this kind of stuff. I always think more of the scale degree and its function. Then on beat 1, 1 and we're just going to walk down the 5 to the flat 5 to the 4. On beat 2, we're going to do either the full bend if we're playing over the 1 chord, or a shallow bend, a half bend if we're playing over the 4 or the 5. Return it on the Now the first beat has a triplet. 1 and 2 and The third beat has a tweedly in it. I love tweedlies. These are a great way to get some fun out of your licks without having to play super fast. So on 3, you're gonna hit the root and hammer onto the 2 and come right back. Now, some people might find this easier to go 3 and Some people might prefer to go 3 and Either way is probably fine. But I do it quickly. 3 and that's the 6. Back to the root on 4. Back to the 6 on back to the root on 1. And we have that bend, which I'm doing as a full step, assuming we're over the 1 chord. Now notice that we have that bend in 2 different measures. So again, you're really gonna have to keep your ears on because it's entirely possible, depending on where you start this lick. Let's say you start it over the 4 chord. Well, when you get to the end of it, you'll be over the 1 chord. So you would use the shallow bend for the first part, you would use the larger bend for the second part, right? You've always got to be listening with these. And it's really hard to plan ahead because that would require you to think 2 or 3 measures away from where you are right now. That's very challenging. It's a whole lot easier just to make the bend according to what you're hearing right now. So let's count through this a couple of times nice and slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Go 1 and 2. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3. One more time, kind of full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'll do that with counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right, so when you get it memorized and you get it sounding pretty good, let's try it with the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. the one chord there so I didn't have to worry about anything. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So shallow bends. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Shallow, shallow, full, half. All full. This will be shallow. So hopefully you can hear that as that goes, depending on what measure you start at in the progression, it could go quite a few different ways. I tried to show all of the different possibilities. So this is a really cool lick. It's one of my favorite ideas. And I really want to point out that there's things, and I did this on, I'll say the solo as I was playing you in. You can do things like that. You can play that over and over. Those little pieces. Right? Don't be afraid to play around with some of the moves within the lick. I like to think of different pieces as a move. Right? And so I might do that. Sorry. I might play that same little piece, that same little move. I might do that several times in a row, over and over and over again, and then finish it off, right? There's things you can do like that that will extend your licks, that will make them longer, that will make them interesting, okay? And in fact, in the bonus solos in the course, I do this a lot. I take just a little fragment, put it in between two other full-size licks, and you can kind of really see how just that one little move can really connect pieces together. So please don't be afraid to pull out just a little, a couple of beats worth, something that feels like a move to you, and just play with that, all right? So hope you dig the video. As always, if you have guitar playing friends that you think would dig this, please share it with them. I will leave a download of the jam track, and I'll leave a download of the PDF of the lick itself. Don't be afraid to print that out and write the count in, right? As long as you do what I do and say what I say, everything works out. So again, I'm Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.